Hey guys, this is Jojo and I'm coming at you with a quick video today. This is kind of off the cuff, but this is really important. So we just got some new leaks for some updated stats with the Perseus. I first heard about this a little bit earlier today on a live stream with drinkers with gaming problems. I'll make sure to link his channel in the video description so you can check out his content. But he had heard about it from someone. It was apparently leaked by a CIG developer. Quickly taken down, but you know how the internet is. We have it. So these aren't officially confirmed stat changes, but we are pretty confident that this may actually be the case. But these stat changes are kind of crazy, and I think are going to be really interesting to see how this takes shape. So let's go over them. So real quick, I'm just going to pull up the stat changes are mostly to the weapons package of the Perseus. So let's quickly go over the current weapons. So right now the Perseus, for what we know, has 2 missile launchers that each have 10 size 5 torpedoes. It has 2 remote turrets that each have dual size 3 weapons. And it has 2 manned turrets that have the twin size 7 weapons. So the changes are mostly in the remote turrets, as well as the addition of 4-point defense cannons. So we have those dual remote turrets that were size 3 have been upgunned to dual size 4s, and we have the addition of 4-point defense guns. And that is a big deal, because the big complaint with the Perseus has been that it is very vulnerable to fighters. And this upgunning and this addition of those point defense guns helps in both its defense against fighters as well as incoming ordnance. And so this is going to change a lot with the Perseus, and I think it's going to make it a much harder ship to take down once it comes to the verse. And then we also have listed here as part of the leak some components for the Perseus. These are all size 3 components. So right now it's looking like the Perseus is going to have 2 size 3 shields, 2 size 3 power plants, two size 3 coolers, and then a size 3 quantum drive and jump drive. So those haven't changed much from what we last saw them. I would honestly prefer if it maybe gained 1 more size 3 shield. So then it would be similar in shielding to something like the A2 that has 3 size 3 shields, or even like the Caterpillar. So I feel like it's a bit odd that military ships like this and the Hammerhead would only have 2 size 3 shields. But yeah, at least it's looking like that may be the case right now. But I guess we'll see if that changes anymore. The other thing I wanted to look at then is, with there now being point defense cannons from this, according to this leak, where would they be put on the hull of the Perseus? Let's head over to Hangar Link and take a look at where they may show up. Okay, so now here we are in Hangar Link. I have pulled up the Perseus and the Polaris, as they're 2 fairly similar ships, so we can kind of go off of the positioning of the point defense cannons on the Polaris to kind of guesstimate maybe where we'll see them on the Perseus. So the Polaris has 7 point defense guns. There's 3 on the top and 4 on the bottom. So I believe, if I remember correctly, there's 1 here behind the entrance to the hangar. And then there's 2 on these little kind of edges here up near the bridge. And then, let's see if I can look at the underside here. No, not that view. Not sure if there's an underside view for this. Okay, we'll just pretend we're looking at the bottom of the ship here. And then on the bottom of the Polaris, there is 1 way in the back here, up a little bit ahead of the lower underside turret on the back of the ship. And then I believe the other 2 are around, they're near the cargo bay doors on either side of the ship. And then there is 1 more up here in the general vicinity of like the crew elevator that you would use to get on. So that's the layout of the Polaris's point defense cannons. So then let's take a look at potentially what we could see as to the positioning of the Perseuses. So like the supposed leak stats said, and again, this is not 100% confirmed. All I know is this was, I heard this in Drinkers with Gaming Problems live stream a little while ago. He said he had heard it from some other source that it was accidentally leaked by a CIG developer, and then they took that down or whatever it was really fast. So again, not 100% confirmed. We are just speculating right now. But let's go ahead and take a look. So if we're looking at 4-point defense guns, I would say the configuration would probably, most likely, I would think it would be 2 on top and 2 on the bottom to give even coverage on, you know, the major sides of the ship. So let's see. Let's go to a side view here with the Perseus. So my first guess was maybe it would be you would have one on either side of the main hull, kind of to the left and right of the bridge, about midway through the ship. But then I realized if we go back to the side view, the bridge does interfere a little bit with if they were both trying to converge on a similar target. But there's also, I think it kind of raises up right here. So maybe you would have them a little bit further back and up on this raised part. And then that would give them a pretty good firing arc for anything above, behind, in front, anything like that. So that would be probably my first guess as to how they'd be positioned. If they put any of them up on this top deck section where the bridge is, it might interfere with the firing line of the top remote turret, unless you put it somewhere like right here, or maybe it dips down a little bit and it's not in the way of that. But then where you'd put the other one, I don't know, maybe you'd put it here in front of the bridge. You probably wouldn't put it out in front of the big cannon. Maybe it would go here or something like that, but at least on when I'm first thinking about it, I feel like the most likely place would be to have one on either side of the bridge deck, and either about even with the bridge here, or maybe a little bit pushed a little bit further back so it has a little bit more height to look around things as it needs to. And then for the other two on the bottom, those may be a little bit easier. So for those, I would say it's probably going to be a similar thing. I think having one on either side of the ship like this, I don't have a way to mark it, but you know, one right here, but on the underside of the ship, would give both of them a fairly good range of viewing things, because the bottom of the ship is much more flush and it does not have the bridge deck in the way. The biggest challenge is going to be the main cannon on the bottom, and then you might run into a little bit of blocking by, you might get blocked a little bit by these lower engines. But other than that, pretty much at least you have at least 180 degrees in front of you that's very easy to see, as well as below you, and to a good degree behind you as well. So I think that would probably be, that's my first reaction to where these would probably be placed. Again, it could be different. If you have any ideas as to where maybe they would place these for the best, the best firing arcs for them, let me know down in the comments. Again, these are not confirmed 100%, but we are just speculating a little bit as to these changes that have come about. Hopefully they stick around, because I think this would really help the Perseus, especially with its anti-fighter capabilities. It doesn't need to be the level of a hammerhead or anything like that, but I think this would be, these changes, if they become the case, it's going to be a very welcome addition to the Perseus being able to fend off at least a couple of fighters. That'll make it a lot better of a ship, I think. So tell me what you think down in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're interested in a full Perseus breakdown. Make sure to check out my video from a couple days ago breaking down everything we know on the Perseus at the moment. And until next time, I'll see you in the verse.